Hello, welcome. I am Skywater. Thank you for joining with me today. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when I come on here live. So while we're waiting, this is your past life reading. I'm going to be putting some music on while we're waiting for others to come in. I am kind of doing this late, so I don't know how many people are going to be joining. But today is going to be past life readings that I'll be doing. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Jennifer. Past life readings. So, in order to be on the list, I need a number between 1 and 9 and your zodiac sign. Hi, everyone. Hi, Bella. Hi, Ashley. So good to see you all. Hi, Jalicia. All right, Lucy. Lucy A. 3, Capricorn. Ava Marie. 1, Capricorn. Lots of Capricorns. Okay. Tamara, forever. 3, Virgo. All right. Jalicia, 3, Aquarius. Hi, Bella. Bella White. Bella, 2, Pisces. All right. Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. 7, Sagittarius. All right. Ashley. Ashley, 5, Taurus. All right. All right. So I have all of those down so far. So this is going to be kind of different. I'm going to try to pick up on some of you guys' past lives. A lot of times, this is our new life. So we haven't lived past lives yet. So I'll be picking up on those too to see if you actually have a past life, what you were in your past life, or if this is your first life. So we'll be channeling those and picking those up. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Lucy. I'm going to light my incense here. You guys, also make sure y'all follow me. I'm on TikTok now too. So I post a lot of videos on TikTok as well. For those that are interested. It's the same name, Skywater Stone. Okay, Lucy, so 3. Interesting. So you picked the Egyptian one. So this is deep back really, really far here. So it's kind of cool that you picked this deck. Let's see what they say. Woo! Had a lot come out. So that's letting me know that you actually had a lot of past lives in Egyptian times. So like 10,000 BC, things like that. So you've actually lived a very long time here. Okay, so so I see you as a magician. Not just a magician back then, but they also used to call themselves musicians. So they also played music here. So you played, which I would assume is a harp. Back then, that was like their very natural instrument that they would use was a harp. So you used to play the harp. Also see here another past life as well, where you were actually, so in both lives you were female. Okay, this one you were married. You were a high priestess here as well. So you were actually one of the people that used to pray for the gods and give offerings and thanks and things like that. I do see this going back very, very far here as well. So this is before the pyramids were built. So these past lives were before pyramids were built. Definitely see you in Egypt just because of the spread here, not just because this is Egyptian tarot card right here, but just because of where you are in your place and how far back this was, because civilization was only in Egypt here as well. Also, you were extremely young. So in both of these two lives, you were extremely young when you passed away. You did not live to be very old. Your first life, you did have many lovers. You were you're a very romantic person, and you had multiple lovers as well. I don't know at the same time, but you do have multiple lovers. Your second, you were only devoted to one man, um, and you were extremely worshipped as a woman too. Um, each life you were just constantly worshipped by men. Men just found you so beautiful and attractive that they were just constantly wanting you and wanting to be with you. And I feel like you've kind of picked that up from your past life into this life as well. So that's definitely what I'm seeing here. Um, yes. So when the pyramids did build, you you passed away before they were built. Um, and you haven't actually lived any life since then until now. So there was a huge gap where you're kind of missing from some of your past lives. Hi, Alexis. Another thing that I'm also seeing here is, yeah, there's just this like huge kind of gap of where you were. I don't know exactly where you were. Why did you constantly repeat more past lives? It was like you lived these two past lives and then you live now. All right, Miriam. Another thing that I'm picking up on as well is sun. So like sun is normally representation of a Leo. So you are also probably because I've seen the sun in both lives here. So you're probably a Leo in both of these lives, and also probably have a Leo in your chart as well. Not saying that's your number one sign, but you do have a Leo in your chart. Another thing to pick up on from this is the almost like the grace that you have, that you're a very graceful woman. You stand very tall and you're very strong and opinionated. This you also are getting from your past life as well. Yes, Star, you can be on the list. Name number between 1 and 9, your zodiac sign. So thank you so much, Lucy, for letting me read your past life. Next is Ava Marie. So, Star, we're only doing past lives. I'm not doing questions today. All right, Ava Marie, yes. Okay. So you chose 1. So again, another Egyptian deck as well. So let's see what these say. These don't mean that you're actually in Egyptian. This could be back then. That's how far it was as well. Okay, we already had a card come out. Okay, so you're definitely guided. You're definitely guided, and you're very, very well protected. And this has come from your past lives. You have a huge amount of protection on you. Okay, so sorry, I'm reading the list real quick. All right, you guys, anybody that wants to be on the list and a number between 1 and 9 in your zodiac sign. So Abe, so again, you are very guided and you are very protected. This has come from one of your past lives. Now your past life has dated back to the dawn of time, to the very beginning as well. I also see some water sign as well. So your water sign, that is Cancer, Scorpio, and I think Pisces. Okay. I definitely see a lot of victory in these past lives that you were. And also I'm picking up on male presence as well. So I feel like you were definitely male. This past life has kind of set stone into all of your other new lives that are going on. So not only was this the first life that I'm picking up, which is why you're so guided and protected and you're very knowledgeable. You're also a water spirit. You had a lot of victory in this life here. Your second life, however, you were earth. You were an earth spirit and you were extremely protected again. So that's kind of carried on with this whole protection thing that's coming up to pass. I definitely see you being initiated here. You're initiated in some way, shape, or form. This could be an actor, actually a protector itself. You could have been initiated as a protector for whatever life this was or when it was lived. I'm assuming this is in Egypt times as well. A lot of Egypt times are coming up here too. You lived a very long past life, and you've actually had multiple lives that go back to back to back. So each time that you pass away, you're actually reincarnation into a brand new life. I see you living multiple different cultures and religions too. It's not just specifically one culture or religion. Um, I can see you being Egyptian, Native American, Black, White, Asian. I mean, you have been through multiple races, multiple different ethnicities and cultures and religions, and you picked up on so much knowledge over all those past lives that you're kind of bringing them into your new life as well. Um, it's almost like you don't have a cultural preference either, because you have lived so many of these lives. Also, another thing is that you have an extremely amount of intuition too. You can really see things for what they really are, and you can tell the truth. You can tell when other people are telling the truth, their true intentions, the aura about them, the feeling that you get when you're around a certain person. You can feel if they're bad, if they're good. These are all have been your gifts in all your past lives that is just kind of carried through the centuries here as well. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Ava Marie. Thank you so much for letting me do your past reading. Next is Tamara, 3 Virgo. Okay, so you chose 3 Virgo. Okay. All right, so we have the shaman medicine deck as well. You're welcome, Abe. So, Tamara. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these real quick because there's multiple of them. So I'm seeing. Okay, so one of your past lives, you were actually one of your ancestors. In one of your past lives, you were actually your actual ancestor in this life right now. I'm also seeing in one of your lives, you were very obsessed with crystals. You found them so beautiful, stones and crystals and mountains and rocks. You were very drawn to them in this past life. Another past life, you actually was very wealthy, and you would actually give a lot of offerings to different gods and deities and things like that in this life as well. Your third life over here, you lived near a waterfall. You were actually in the wilderness, lived in the waterfall, near a waterfall, and you had this amazing personality of expressing yourself, and you would constantly express who you are. You were also a fisher too, a fisherman here. You only ate seafood. You only ate fish. In this life, fish and berries and bread and things like that. You were very earthy. You did not eat any red meat in this life. You also honored a lot. You honored your ancestors in this life. You honored your God and things like that. So these 2 lives I'm picking up on. The first life, you were actually burned alive. I don't know why, but you were definitely burned alive in this life. I'm assuming it's because you had so much passion and curiosity for other things, and other people did not agree with it or agree with how you felt or your way here. I don't know if these people actually burned you, but I do see that you were actually killed by fire in this life. Your second life, there is the one that you were living near the waterfall. You were actually buried alive into a cave. So that can mean that you were just going into a cave or something like that, and the cave collapsed. This could also be getting lost in a cave. That's why I hate fire now. So I see you like struggling in this cave of the darkness and not being able to see or breathe. Um, this was your second past life here as well, near the waterfall. Um, these past lives, what you have gathered is expressing who you are. You know who you are, you know what you believe in, and you stand for it. Both lives represent that here. So I am picking up on 2 lives that you lived at. Another thing to take in consideration is also that your ancestors, even though you were one of your ancestors, is reaching out to you and wants you to know that they're there for you. Even if you don't give them offerings, even if you don't set up an altar for them, they're still there protecting you and watching over you. They guide you a lot, and they're here for you whenever you need them. So thank you so much for letting me read your past life. Next is Tamara, Jalicia, sorry. Was Tamara. Okay. All right, okay. Star, she's the last one, or he's the last one, Star Leo. Okay, you guys, the list is closed after Star. So I have Jalicia, Bella, Jennifer, Ashley, Alexis, Miriam, and Star. The list is now closed. If you'd like to be added, $3 charge to my Cash App or PayPal, but I'm also looking for a moderator. If you want to be a moderator, you get an extra 10 minutes at the very end. If you do want to be a moderator, let me know in the comments. All right. And my Cash App and PayPal is listed in the description below. So, Jalicia, 3 Aquarius. Okay. So we have, all right, Bella. Bella, I have you down already on the list. You can't be a moderator. Only the people that aren't on the list. All right, Aurora A, I'll make you the moderator. All right, and I'll put you down as my moderator. So just let people know that the list is closed and that they can Cash at me $3 in the description below if they do want to be on the list, okay? All right, so Jalicia, 3 Aquarius, where are you at? So we have the native spirit. So in one of your past lives, you were native. Not just, you doesn't have to be Native American. It could be native to South America. It could be native to any of those, whatever region we're going to be talking about here. All right, moderator, can you call out Jalicia for me? Where's she at? After Jalicia is Bella, Jennifer, Ashley, Alexis, Miriam, and Star. Alright, going once for Jalicia, going twice. Alright, next is Bella, Bella White. 2 Pisces. It's Bella here. I just saw her comment. All right, Bella, you ready? Okay, Bella here. Let's call for Bella. Okay, you're here. Great. Okay, so I'm going to start with these 3 that came out. You've actually lived multiple lives here. And I'm picking up on all female energy. There is no male energy at all. You have a very strong powerfulness about being a woman. Um, you have not only the feminine nurturing side, but you also have that kind of like strong, really, really powerful side as well that you have adapted over the centuries of who you are today. It started in the Stone Ages. So I'm talking about really, really way back before pyramids were built, before any of that nature was built. Um, you were so beautiful in this life that people actually thought that you were a goddess. People worshipped you because you were so beautiful in this life, and they just could not sustain it. They could not hold back of how you were worshipped, not only by men but also by women as well. You have this personality about you that draws in like men and women. Your second life, you had multiple lovers, men and female, in this lifetime. It was not taboo back then, because that actually started happening more when Christianity started coming in, that, you know, you had to stay, a man and a woman had to stay together. But in this lifetime, you were actually very sexual, and you were with, I mean, tens of thousands of people in this lifetime. You were definitely a lover in this lifetime. You broke a lot of hearts too, as well. But you were also worshipped in this life. It's almost like all of your lives, you were just worshipped as this beautiful, powerful, strong woman. Another life I'm picking up, you were a priestess. You were a sister. And you were also the fire element, which is a Leo, a Sagittarius, and I think a Aries. Yeah, Aries. So you were one of those three signs. You could also all have been all three of those. But you were also a snake tamer in this lifetime. When I say snake tamer, you were very obsessed with snakes. You had a huge amount of snakes as well. While in this life, people are very attractive to me and are super possessive, but I don't enjoy in this life. Yes, well, one of your lives you did embrace that. But this life right here, you actually lived a very lonely life here. You were only a sister. You never became a wife. You never became a mother. You were only a daughter and a sister in this life. And you probably died in these two lives. I can't pick up a lot on your first life, but the other two lives, you died at a good age, where you still maintain beauty. Even as you grow older, it's like older you get, the more beautiful you get as well. You age very gracefully in all of these lives as well. But you were definitely a snake charmer and this third past life here. I am picking up that there is more lives that you've lived than just these ones. Yeah. Yep, again, woman. Just all women here. Your fourth past life, you were very dark, very mysterious, and people were so drawn to that. It was almost like no matter how you were in any of these past lives, just people were just constantly drawn to you. They were drawn to your beauty, your darkness, your mysterious, your strongness. Your last past life, you were a healer. So you healed a lot of people. And you focus mainly on medicine and healing. But again, in this life, this fourth life, you were very dark and mysterious. There's not a lot to be said on this life because you were so secretive with your life and who you were or who you were with. But the last life here, which is your healer, you being a healer, someone that was into medicine, someone that healed a lot of people and saved a lot of people's lives. So that is what I'm seeing with all 5 of your past lives. That's 5 past lives right there. So you definitely lived a lot of past lives, especially as a woman. So thank you so much, Bella, for letting me do your past life reading. Next is Jennifer. Jennifer 7. Sagittarius, and then it's Ashley, Alexis, Miriam, and Star. Okay, Jennifer, thank you. All right, you chose 7. Okay, so we have the nature spirit for you. All right. You're welcome. All right, so let's see what they have to say. Wow. Your first past life, you were a warrior in the north. Your second past life, you were actually your ancestors right now in this life. So whatever you descend from, you were actually one of your ancestors. Your third life, you live very, very, very short. I'm talking about you probably died as a child or a baby. Your fourth life, you were very, very beautiful. You walked in beauty. Your heart was beautiful. Your outside appearance was beautiful. You were just a beautiful soul in your fourth life. Your fifth life was your vision quest. So who you are in adaptability, you actually learned about these other four lives in your fifth life. You were definitely a vision quester. You seek knowledge and understanding in your fifth life. You were just constantly wanting to know more and learn and educate yourself in this fifth lifetime. But the answering the call one is letting me know that that third life was so short, a very short life that is not letting me know a lot because you weren't able to live in this life very long. You could have been a baby when you passed away. You could have been a child when you passed away as well. Hi, welcome. But I am seeing these five for your past lives. The first life, you being a warrior, that is a male. So you're definitely a warrior. And then you were in your second life, your ancestors. The third life, you were a baby or a child that died at a very, very young age and was brought up to heaven immediately. That soul was brought up to heaven immediately. Your fourth life, you were very beautiful and inside and outward. In your fifth life, you were very knowledgeable and you seeked a lot of knowledge and education and educating others as well. So that is what I'm seeing for your past lives here. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for letting me do your reading. Next is Ashley. All right, Ashley, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sorry, you guys, if I look rough. It's been a rough quarantine. Okay. Yeah. So after Ashley is Alexis, Miriam, and Star. If you did not get on our free list, it's $3 donation to my Cash App or PayPal, which is listed in the description below. Oh, thank you, Morning. Okay, great. Ashley's here. Great. Let's find out about your past life, Ashley. Oh, whew. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so your first past life. This is crazy. I've never actually gotten this before, but you were actually not a person in your first past life. You were actually a beautiful blue lotus. And that happens, and that's okay. Native Americans believe that, well, a lot of different cultures believe that we can come back as a spirit of anything, a spirit of earth, mainly mountains, rivers, plants, flowers, things like that. But you were a beautiful blue lotus in your first life. I've never had that on any of my past lives readings before. That's really neat. That's really intriguing. You brought enlightenment to others when they saw you. Your second life, you were a very young male, very seductive young male as well. You were very obsessed with sex in this lifetime. You also died as a very young person as well. You were very earthly focused too, so you respected earth. You were probably also a farmer or someone that grew a lot of plants and flowers and things like that. So you brought over from your blue lotus being one of your past lives to your second past life of worshiping the earth and planting and giving back and taking care of the earth. And then the third one, no, I do need people to share this link. That would be awesome, you guys. Your third one, you were actually a bird. So this is really, really interesting, Ashley, that you've only been like one actual human being. Your third life, you were actually a bird. You were a protector. You actually had small little birds as well that you would protect. But you were definitely a protector. I'm assuming that this is a falcon, a hawk, or an eagle in this third life. Your fourth life, you did live into Egyptian times. So the other three lives were completely before the pyramids were built. So that's really interesting that you go way, 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 way back, almost to the beginning, the very beginning here. The link, if you go down, there's a share button and it says copy link. I believe that's how you do it. And then, so the fourth life, you were in Egyptian times. You actually helped build the pyramids. You weren't a slave. Let me correct that. So a lot of people believe that everyone that built the pyramids were slaves, which is very correct. There's a lot of them that were slaves, but I'm talking more of the architect. The design aspect, the part that is very mysterious about the pyramids and things like that, you were a part of. You were a part of a lot of the ceremonies that took place there as well. Your fifth life, I don't know if you know, what are they called? What are they called? They're called sacred something. They're actually where the men would actually pick up the chariots that the pharaohs and the princesses and the queens would wear and would travel in Egypt. You were actually one of those men who actually picked those up and were carrying them. Yes, that's my cash app. So that's really interesting with this one too. So this one, you're not a slave. These are people who wanted to do this, who wanted to give something to the pharaohs and to the queens and things like that, and wanted to be just close to them. I see you as one of these people. You were a very strong man. It's like two of your past lives, you were men. One, you were kind of like very skinny and scrawny and a lover boy. The third life, you were a female bird. And then your fifth life, you were a very strong huskey man, who could lift up those chariot things that they used to travel in. So I am seeing this for your past life. So thank you so much for letting me do your reading, Ashley. Next is Alexis. Okay, let me go to the comments. Okay. Morning, sir. I also have PayPal. Yeah, I have PayPal too. Okay. Hi, Alexis. All right. So, Alexis, you chose 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have the shaman medicine for you. You're welcome, Ashley. That was very interesting. I'm actually pretty shocked about that too. Okay, so Alexis. Okay, so I see one of your past life, you being in the South. So this could be South America. This could be also South Africa as well. But I do see you being one of these two places in the South. You could also be so South, like real South. Like, what is that? Antarctica or something like, well, you know what I mean. But you were definitely a very South person in this first life. You were also had a very strong connection to someone that has been actually entering into all of your past lives. So someone that's like a lover, a boyfriend, a husband, someone that is constantly in every single one of your past lives. I'm seeing too that is repeating themselves. Well, at least in the first 2 lives here. Your second life, you were actually some type of slave here in your second life, but you gained freedom. You had gained your freedom in this life. I don't know what you were a slave from, or who from, or whatever that is. It's just telling me about your freedom that you seek so much and that you actually gain from this life. And this freedom is also kind of drifted into the life that you're living now, where you seek freedom and you don't like closure and you don't like feeling caged. You always want to be set loose and set free here. See if I can pick up on any more. I'm glad that I'm picking up on you guys' past lives. I've actually had someone where they didn't have a past life. So that happens as well too. And that's okay. This probably is going to be your first life. You never really know until you do a reading. Okay, so we do have two more. Your third life, you were in the middle world and you were very obsessed with horses. You were a horse breeder. You rode horses and things like that. You took care of a lot of horses. Your favorite horse was the white horse. Your fourth life, you were actually a child. You did not live to be a very older. I mean, this is probably like 3 years old. You passed away in this life. You were very genuine and sweet and free in this life. And again, with that whole freedom, going around in a circle, being free and things like that, it's like it's going continuously into all your lives. Your last past life, which is your fifth past life, you're a soul retriever. And when I say soul retriever, you took care of the dead. So when I say that, you could have helped with burials and funerals and awakenings and life preservations and things like that in your fifth life. You're very close to the dead as well. You respected the dead, and you felt sorrow because you also had a lot of death in this life as well. And you've kind of gained that knowledge from all these past lives and brought it to this life as well. And you have such a genuine person, a general personality as well, where you are constantly thinking of others, wanting to help others and respect other people as well. That is what I'm seeing in these kind of 5 lives here. Another thing is the sun. You gain a lot of energy from the sun. When you're low, it's because the moon's up. You get a lot of energy from the sun. You're more uplifted and positivity when the sun comes up and things like that. But you're more low energy when it's dark outside or the moon's out. So that is what I'm seeing, Alexis. Thank you for letting me do your reading. Next is Miriam. Miriam 5. How do you guys like this? Y'all like this reading? Let me know. All right. Miriam, hey, we might can pick that up, Miriam. We might can pick that up. So let's see. All right. Okay, your first past life, you were a priestess. We'll get to that one in a minute. But you were a priestess. The problem is, though, is that you were never on one side. So let's say there was an argument, a problem. Okay, Priscilla, I just got your PayPal, sweetie. Yeah, I just got that. I'll give you your reading right after, okay? So in this life, you were never one-sided. You always tried to like find the middle ground. So if two people were arguing, you wouldn't take sides. You would stay neutral. You were a very neutral person in this life. You were a female as well. I do see you being a daughter, a mother, and a grandmother in this life. So you lived a very long lifetime in your first life. Your second life, you were a very masculine man. And when I say like man, you were definitely like a man's man. You were also a healer in this life as well. But you could fuck somebody up if you wanted to. You had a very, very hot temper in the second life. You did not want, I mean, if someone just looked at you wrong, you would have probably snapped their neck in the second life. You had a very short temper. So yeah, this lifetime you were not to be trifled with, not to be messed with, and you were extreme protector over your woman. You did have a wife that you were constantly protecting. You did not like other men looking at your wife at all. You would get very aggressive as well. Your third life, you traveled a lot. You traveled the world. You just love to travel. You love nature. You love expanding in knowledge in other cultures in this life as well. You're constantly seeking more education. Um, that is creepy. I like that. um, so you also have multiple lives that want to come out. This is not just these three, but there are multiple lives that want to come out as well. So you've lived many, many lives. Um, okay. Your fourth life. So you were a crafter. So when I say crafter, you probably weave baskets, you did paintings, you probably sewed blankets and things like that. You were just a crafty woman. Very beautiful, very young. You actually married at a very young age as well in this lifetime. Um, you also was doing practices with your culture and with your beliefs and your religion in this lifetime as well. You did have a lot of magic and a lot of rituals that you would do too. I'm picking up as well. You were also very obsessed with protecting children. You were wanting to protect those children that would get thrown on the streets or harassed or abandoned, or their family would die. You would take them in. You were a very young mother, but they weren't your children. There were other children. So basically, you adopted other children in that life. Your fourth life, you were a brother. Um, you were a very you overcome a lot of negativity in this life. It's almost like you learned a lot from your second life of being that quick, angry type. But in your fifth life, you overcome a lot of negative energy. You had a lot of problems with having negativities from your sisters and your mothers in this life. You had a very hard time getting along with the females in your family. You were the only boy. You were the only brother. You had multiple sisters, and your mother and your dad was not in the picture. You had to be the man of the house at a very young age in this lifetime. So I am seeing these 5 lives for you. Thank you so much for letting me do your reading. Next is Priscilla. Priscilla did skip the line, and then it's Star. All right. So Priscilla, let's go ahead with yours, sweetie. Give me a number between 1 and 9. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Ooh. Okay. So what was your question? I'll go ahead and just answer your question on this one because you actually didn't choose a past life card deck. Okay, I'm going through a hard time with everything financially and in love. Any spirit messages? Is there any blessings coming on my way? Okay. So the one card I'm thinking of that I really want to see here. Let's see if it'll come out. Okay, I see somebody definitely taking a lot from you here. See someone taking finances from you or using you in some way, shape, or form. They're just using you. Okay, the second card I have, you're definitely falling. There's something that's going on with you right now that you're just constantly falling and failing in life, and you just don't know why. You just can't pick up or fly back. Okay, we also have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is in reverse here. Okay, so that is... So there's a lot of self-doubt, some inner critiques. You're definitely ignoring something. You're ignoring a call or something. Something that's trying to hint to you. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Death card. The Death card is in reverse though, so that's not too bad, okay? That's resistance to change, personal transformation, or inner purge. Yes, it's my son to ex-husband that is taking a lot of my energy, a lot of fighting, yeah. So I see like that resistance to change here as well. Okay, so yeah, you're feeling definitely trapped. There's definitely some entrapment here as well. I do not see anything. Okay. Okay, so in order to have this change, you have to stand up. You have to take that courage and stand up for what you believe in and take a stand for what is right. If you have to fight back, fight back. That's exactly what this card is saying because it's neutral, it's sideways. It's constantly like you're being constantly attacked, and you're taking it. And you need to stop doing that. You need to stop taking hits and blows and things like that. And take a stand and find that courage, that inner courage that you have to stand for yourself, to stand for your family, your whatever the situation is. I don't want to get too in depth onto it because that's more of a personal reading. But I am not getting anything else right now besides standing your ground and standing for what you believe in. If you have to fight back, fight back. If you're worried about finances or money because this person has money, or maybe they're like giving you money for something, don't worry. Money's going to come up. Money's going to come there. Don't worry about it. Don't try to make peace with this person because of money. All right? They're not worth it. Okay? So that is what I'm seeing for you, Priscilla. Thank you so much for letting me do your reading. Next is Star. All right. Leo, 9. All right. Dang it, all the boxes fell. Oh, okay. All right, so let's see what they say. Okay, I want to talk about some of your past lives here. So your first past life, you were a bee. Okay, you're a bee. You're a colonizer. You spreaded honey and pollen and things like that in your first life. You bask in joy and light. You were obsessed with the light, the sun, the warmth. Your second life, you were an eagle. You saw things from a higher perspective. You love to soar and venture out and really absorb from afar. Your third life, you were an elder. Okay, you lived to be a very, very old age. I'm talking about in hundreds, maybe even 200. You were a very old person. You moved beyond the astral patterns, so you were able to astral project and astral travel in this lifetime as well. You were also seeked as a shaman. You could have been a shaman as well, but you were definitely an elder here. I'm assuming a male elder as well. Okay. Your guardian angel's coming out too. I wonder why your guardian angel's coming out. One of your guardian angels are coming out saying you are not alone. You're not alone in something. See if I can pick up on any more lives. All right. All right. So one of your lives, you were a protection guardian. So when I say protection guardian, you could have been a guardian angel, an actual guardian angel here. Just because the guardian angel card came out and then the protection guardian angel came out, lets me know that probably one of your past lives you were actually a guardian angel. So guardian angels could be archangels as well, that you could have been. This is pretty interesting. I've actually never seen anyone be an angel before. Another one of your lives, you were a hunter. You tracked down your fears and desires. You were a hunter for your tribe. You made sure that your tribe was plentiful with meat and supplies and things like that. You weren't afraid to defend your tribe. Another one of your past lives, you were a great teacher. You learned from spiritual experiences. So you were a teacher of spirit, spiritual teacher. Another life that you had, again, you were a fire guardian, another angel. You were a lot of angels. So you ignited a lot of passion. You were a very passionate angel as well. So I am picking up on lots and lots of past lives that you lived as different beings, animals, angels, humans. A lot of different past lives that you were being. You're probably very, very intuitive, very knowledgeable, psychic abilities, healing abilities, protections, things like that that you've gotten from your past lives. And finally, but not least, your last life, you were a mother to multiple children. I'm talking about maybe like in the 20s or 30s. You had a lot of children in this life. You felt loved and comfort of being pregnant. You just loved being pregnant and feeling your children inside of you and inside your stomach. So it was almost like after each child, you got pregnant with the next and the next and the next. That is the reason why I ain't having any now. So you were a very serious mother in your last lifetime, I'm seeing. So thank you so much for letting me do your reading, Star. Next is my moderator, if nobody else wants to skip the list. Maybe in other planets. That is correct. That's true. It could be. All right. So, going on to my moderator. Who else is in here? Oh, hey, Jalecia. I called you, girl. You didn't answer. I can do your reading still. You say you chose 3. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Also, I don't know if those are all put in order, by the way, either. It could be, different. I'm just saying each card that I pluck. They could be out of order as well. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. All right, so Jalecia, if you want your reading, I can do your reading now. Okay, I don't know if you're into Egypt or anything like that, but your first past life, you actually put the organs in the jars. So you perform mummification in your first life. Your second life, you were initiated as a high priestess or as a high priest in your second life to perform sacred rituals of the dead. There's a lot of death here I'm seeing. It's almost like you feel kind of comfortable around death as well in these 2 past lives. Your third life. So you were a snake charmer in your third life. That's pretty common when we go back to ancient times and things like that. But you were a cobra. You were a divine awakener as well. So you awaken other people to beliefs and things like that. Okay. Your fourth life, you had problems with fertility. You had problems with conceiving a child in this life. A lot of people would make the assumption that you were a male because you could not conceive a child and you did not have features like a woman, even though you were a woman in this life. You had some issues with that, but you overcome those issues and became a very strong, powerful woman and stood for other women's rights and beliefs in this time. Your fourth life, you were actually a very humble man, a very humble priest as well. A lot of priests I'm seeing, a lot of priestess I'm seeing as well. A lot of beliefs in things. You were very connected with your beliefs here. But this fifth past life was a very slow past life. It's almost like time was just constantly going slow and you just was like, I just want this day to end. It was just constantly a very slow life. You did live to be a very old age. You did have a lover in the very beginning but passed away. and you never had another lover since then. Um, okay. I think, well, no, 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 never mind. There's some more past lives that wanted to come out. Okay. Okay, so your sixth past life, you were finally pregnant. You finally, in this life, had children. Gave birth multiple times and had children. Not a lot, but still, to us, it would be a lot. Like 6 would be a lot. Then your, what is that? Your seventh past life, you were a heavenly messenger. So you were a preach or a priest or a higher priest or something like that, where you gave heavenly messages, that you were actually in tune with the heavens, and you would receive messages from the heavens and repeat that to the socials, the pagans, the whatever you want to call it, the peasants. I'm also seeing that as well. So I'm seeing all of these as your past lives. It was almost like each life you had some type of difficulty, and then your next life you kind of overcome that difficulty, and so on and so forth. So all your past lives is like you learned something, moved it to the next, learned something, that one, move it to the next. I'm seeing that with all your past lives as well. So thank you so much, Alicia, for letting me do your reading. Next is my moderator, Aurora. All right, Aurora, what's your... You're welcome. What's your number, sweetie? Seven, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Wow, you have a lot. Okay. Your first life, you were a well, I don't know if this is your first life. I'm just gonna say the first card. Okay. On the first card, you were a she wolf. You unleashed a lot of your wild side. You're naturally a wild person. The second card, you were a peacekeeper. You let go of the need to be right all the time. You were always constantly making peace and being neutral in this life. The third card is you were a trader. Like you traded goods and things like that. You exchanged energy to create abundance. You were a very, very positive person. And just being in your presence, other people would become positive. Another life, past life, you were a very high priestess. You harnessed mystical powers. You were worshipped as well in this life. Another one is you were a medicine mother. You honored your inner knowing. So a medicine mother is someone that any tribe would go to if they were hurt, sick, pregnant, birth, things like that. Another past life, you were actually a black crow. You released the old and you were always rested. You lived to be a very old black crow in this life. Your favorite season was autumn. In this life, you just loved autumn. You loved the leaves changing and things like that. You're very obsessed with this season as a crow. Another life, you were a spirit fox. So I'm picking up on some of the animals that you were as well. Trust your talents and exchange times. So you were a spirit fox. You were the oldest fox at this very moment in time. You lived to be very old as a fox and had gray hair, and you protected not only your children but your children's children. Another thing is I'm seeing is that you are very connected to the full moon. From all your past lives, they all have in common as the full moon. I'm very obsessed with the full moon. Take note of your intentive messages. So you gain a lot of power during the full moon. You feel very strong and complete and intuitive, and you know things and knowledge. Another life, you were a snake. You shedded a lot of your old skin from your past lives and became a snake, almost to restart the cycles. I'm also seeing a mirror guardian. So take time to reflect. An earth guardian. Stay rooted and grounded. So a lot of guardians as well that you were. These are angels when I'm saying guardians. Um, and then another time you were a winter fox. Take care of your needs here. So you have extremely amount of past lives as different beings, as different things. Um, and you've almost like became a new creature in this life, because it's like you've had all of these past lives and you've gained knowledge and understandings from all of them and kind of put them in one person now, and that's you. um I also feel like you've gained knowledge in talents from these past lives. So medicine, the wild, being wild, peaceful, um exchange of good energy, mystical powers, talents, um, releasing old things and past things that don't belong in the present right now. So I am seeing all of this for you in all of your lives. These are all of your past lives that kind of came out. If you can see these. So this is pretty awesome. I do feel like there's still more. There's still more past lives and stuff. I feel like you're going to constantly have new lives, and constantly recycle. They say that if you're a good person, a good spirit, a good animal, or whatever it is, you will continue the cycle and keep repeating and repeating new lives. So thank you so much, Aurora, for being my moderator and sticking around with me. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much, and be blessed.